So I got this letter from my city telling me that they're going to tow inoperable vehicles from my property, especially ones on jack stands, because apparently this is not the pinnacle of suburban beauty. Yeah, that's fair. It is kind of annoying that they can just do that, but that's fine. I love a harsh deadline. For the past few weeks, I've been building a Gambler 500 car. Basically a really cheap car that can do some off-roading, and I've been trying to do mine for the original $500 budget. So far, I've already lifted the front end with a pair of 2x4s and bolts, and bought used ATV tires to replace my current ones. However, the car is currently not really functional. So it sounds like I need to get this thing operable. Like today. And I'm already making things worse. It's fine. I didn't need that anyways. Yeah, I've got to take this strut off and put this bearing in it, because I forgot to do that on this one too. Okay, Evil Death Spring time again, let's go. Yeah, that'll work, probably. Oh yeah, that's working great. Oh, this car is gonna be so janky. You know that stupid thing where engineers put a bolt in a spot so you can only get a 1/12 of a turn every time, and then mechanics have to deal with that? Well, I left this spring compressor in the perfect spot, and now I'm both the engineer and the mechanic in this situation. Yay! Oh, and now I can't even turn it. Well, I managed to unscrew it all the way, but now I can't get it out of the spring. Yeah, this should do it. Come on, just get out of there. Yes! Yes! And it's on. That angle's not great, but well, whatever. The front was finally done, but I had not done anything to the back end yet. Okay, now I have to figure out how to lift that. You know, I honestly have no idea what any of these parts do, so I'm just taking stuff off and hoping for the best. This looks important. Oh, okay, that worked. Just a little pry bar action. Cool. I have no idea how I'm gonna get that back on. One problem I'm seeing with this suspension setup is I don't see a good way to put a 2x4 in there. So I ended up just buying these spring spacers. I really have no idea if they work. Well, it claims up to a 1-inch lift. We're gonna test that. Basically, they were cheap, and that's why I'm using them. I've never used one of these before. It doesn't look like it'll do that much. Ugh, come on. That didn't work. Now how do I compress that and get this back on? Nice and easy. Okay, well, in theory, I can put on the wheel and it will just work. Oh, yeah, I've got to actually swap the tire first. Okay. Don't do that at home. Okay, let's go. Oh, what the heck? That jack isn't holding anything up. This car is not heavy enough back here. Stupid, cheap car. Someone in the comments suggested just running it over to break the bead. So that should be fun. Well, that could have been better. Again! I don't get it. It's like completely smashed and it's still not coming off. I'm just gonna drop the car on it again. Yeah, so I would use the front of this car to break the bead again, but I'm pretty sure if I jack this up, that jack stand at the back would just fall right over. So we're just gonna use another car. Oh wait, that's moving. Yep, I'm on a slope here. That should be fine. And this car is much heavier, so this should work great. Maybe? Yeah, there we go. This technique has kind of worked perfectly for me so far, other than as long as you use the engine. Engines are heavy. You just have to be really careful with where you put your hands when the car is coming down. Oh, yep. Don't put them anywhere near that. Oh, come on. Oh, the wheels are stopping it. I need a longer block. Okay, yeah, that should work. Oh, come on! Just get off. Oh, that worked. That was not good for that rim. Now we take the old one off. Remove the wheel balancer to save some weight, then remove the old valve stem, and then put the new tire on. I feel like this was easier last time. I'm doing this backwards. Oh, that's way easier. Get the inner tube in. Now I just have to put that down there. Fun fact, this tire is actually 5 inches wider than the rim. Okay, come on, just stay down. Oh, don't pop the inner tube. Let's go, just get on there. That sucked. I don't know if you can hear it, but I managed to pop that inner tube. Oh my gosh, why? Yeah, it's not really supposed to do that. I think I'm just gonna steal the inner tube from the other tire and deal with that problem later. Round 2. I should actually be careful this time. Just go. Just go, just go, just go, just go. No. So I think I found the problem. I don't know how I did it, but I managed to completely rip that off. Okay, so plan B, we're just gonna shove another valve stem back in there, because in theory, this tire is tubeless, and then we'll just see how many holes it has. Okay, it's back on. Hopefully this just works. It appears to be mostly leaking out of the place where I mangled it with my pry bar, so I can probably fix that. So now it's leaking out of the sidewall right there, which you're not really supposed to plug, but I don't have much to lose. So we're just gonna see what happens when you plug a sidewall, I guess. So in case anyone doesn't know how to plug a tire, the first step is to stab it. Then secondly, make the hole bigger, which isn't necessary because this hole's actually huge. And thirdly, smear rubber cement over absolutely everything. And the fourth step, plug the hole. Oh my gosh, this is giant. The fifth step, don't repair a sidewall with a giant gash in it. Yeah, so I don't know if this is gonna work. So I just kept shoving plugs into that hole. So we're gonna see if this works. I'm gonna stand back here just in case. It got up to pressure. Yeah, there's still a small hole there. More plugs! So I shoved in another 5 plugs and I think it's still leaking. So I put one more in. It's still probably leaking, let's be honest. And I don't know if you can tell, but the tire is bulging out. Don't ever do this. I'm actually gonna put an inner tube in here, but I have to order that online. I just need to get this fixed today so I can convince my city that I have an operable vehicle. This is a bit of a stretch. That said, it's been a few minutes and it's still holding pressure. Maybe I did it? Well, it fits. I guess now we'll just see if it blows up. We're gonna stay as far out of the blast radius as possible. Ooh, it's holding a lot of pressure now. Oh, this is actually terrifying. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I mean, that's not good. That looks really bad, but it is holding. We're just gonna back away. Gotta say though, the lift worked. I don't know if this looks as cool on camera as it does in person, but that looks pretty sweet. One last tire. Okay, I got the spring spacer installed. Both of those spring spacers together were $15. So all total, including the car, I've spent about 330 bucks on this project, giving me 170 to go, which is good because I need to buy some inner tubes. And now I gotta do this part again. Yeah, first try. And she's on. Now we can see how bad it is. Oh my gosh, it's not leaking. I can't hear it leaking. Let's get this car on the road. For legality purposes, that was just a figure of speech. I don't think this thing is road legal. So that tire's now on. Now, one thing I'm noticing is that the tires are kind of making contact with that shock. Honestly, I think that's fine. I'll just let them fight and they'll eventually wear down to some kind of compliance. The bigger problem is that the muffler's also making contact. And I think that's just gonna eventually melt my tire. So I have to do something about that. Of course, it's being held on by literally a piece of wire. Okay, now we just have to hold that back up somehow. So obviously I'll just use another piece of wire. In my defense, this one is a little bit bigger. Fine, I'll put on another piece. There, perfectly stable. Don't judge me, it'll probably work. That's not a lot of space, but it'll be fine. And it's down. And all 4 wheels are on, even if one of them is a bomb. Here's the interior of this beauty. This definitely doesn't feel like a car made in 1995. Oh look, I left the key in the ignition. Yay! If you're working on cars, it's very important to have another working car on hand. Oh, come on. So this battery charger has an engine start feature, so we'll try that. It does not sound happy about this though. Something does not sound good. Oh, yeah, it really does not sound good. I think I just killed my battery charger. We're just gonna set it to trickle charge. Oh, I think it's working. Okay, we're not gonna touch it. So I ended up just letting it charge overnight and hopefully we're good. It works. Does it move?
And so the car was moving. I mean, not very well, but it was moving. Everything on it was creaking like crazy, but the suspension actually felt pretty good, and obviously none of the tires blew up.
Yes! So I kind of want to drive it more now. It actually works. That felt so sketchy, but I actually kind of loved it. It's operational. It cannot be towed now, probably. I honestly have no idea. We'll see what happens. And now all I've got to do is waterproof it, so I'm gonna drive it into a lake.